Honourable Speaker, sir, the Honourable Prime Minister, the Honourable Deputy Prime Ministers, Honourable Cabinet Ministers, Honourable Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Speaker, sir, I first of all want to join the Prime Minister in welcoming here 80 students of Maris Brothers Primary School. And I'm proud to say that it includes my younger son, Joshua, Rayalu. And I hope that his visit to Parliament will alleviate all his questions, because he keeps asking me, what do you do in that house? And that he will one day join his father, his grandfather, and his great-grandfather as a member of his august house and serve the people of Fiji. Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand before this august house to outline a vision on the use of agriculture as a tool in Fiji's fight against poverty and the associated social ills. Mr. Speaker, sir, as we understand, poverty leads to many other social ills, such as drug and substance abuse, domestic violence, suicide, and exploitation of children, to name a few. Poverty is a cancer that is eating away at the very flesh and muscle and bones of society that must be addressed head-on by government in partnership with relevant stakeholders. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Household Income and Expenditure Survey for the period 2019 to 2020 estimated that the national incidence of poverty in Fiji impacted 24.1% of our population. Poverty is a bottleneck to socio-economic development. Thus, if we are to improve the quality of people's lives in Fiji, greater efforts must be made by government to fight and reduce poverty. Mr. Speaker, sir, we must understand that the fight against poverty in reality is a fight against drug and substance abuse, particularly against our youth, fight against domestic violence against our women, and fight against the exploitation of our children, among the many other social ills brought about by poverty. Mr. Speaker, sir, according to the last National Agriculture Census report, close to 40% of households in Fiji are involved in agriculture. Yet they are often constrained by limited access to resources, services, technologies, markets, and economic opportunities that lower agricultural productivity and income levels. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Ministry's objective to realize the full potential of agriculture as a tool for socio-economic development and growth has led to the formulation of a 5-year strategic development plan for 2024 to 2028 that aligns with government's National Development Plan and the UN SDGs to develop and transform agriculture in Fiji. Priority areas in the National Development Plan that align with the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways SDP include food and nutrition security, health and medical services through the One Health strategy, social inclusion and empowerment, women and youth empowerment and development through agriculture, support large-scale agriculture production to achieve economies of scale, support the development of SMEs. In the short term, the Ministry's SDP provides a roadmap to fulfill the Fijian government's call for agriculture to drive sustainable development and economic growth. Mr. Speaker, sir, government through the Ministry of Agriculture has already embarked on consultations with other ministries, civil society organizations and NGOs on the use of agriculture as a tool to fight poverty. Government will use a multi-sectoral approach to address social, economic, and political challenges that are often faced by individuals and marginalized groups and communities. Mr. Speaker, sir, the multi-sectoral approach will work towards, one, identifying and assisting the most vulnerable and marginalized groups in Fiji. In actual fact, this project will target the poorest of the poor. Relocation and training for the identified families and individuals to utilize identified idle lands for active agriculture production. Targeting women and youth to get involved in active agriculture production with a renewed interest, and gradually elevating them to be agricultural entrepreneurs through SME development. Putting in the necessary financial investment to build rural infrastructure, especially in energy, transport, water, and sanitation, in collaboration with other sectors. Addressing structural constraints faced by the poor agricultural households through increasing their access to government assistance. As an example, the farm road development and other programs that currently run within the ministry. Improving the capacity to manage risks and increase the agricultural productivity. Group small-scale farmers into cooperatives and link them directly to markets and improve the food systems. Creation of decent off-farm employment for the poor in agriculture, and the rural non-farm economy, including fostering entrepreneurship and providing occupational skills. Building of human capital, in particular access to basic social services, such as health and education, as well as occupational skills and organization capacity. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me say that the agriculture sector has a great potential to contribute to sustainable development and the fight against poverty and its social ills. This, however, will need the support and collaboration of other government ministries and stakeholders. The potential for the sector to grow during challenging times has been proven. During the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak, that is when other sectors remained stagnant, the agriculture sector grew its agriculture production by 7% in the 2020 to 2021 period and by 16% in the 2021 to 2022 period. Mr. Speaker, sir, poverty issues related to rural-urban drift, rise in informal settlements, and crime were previously addressed by the Pacific Community Network in a project that was supported by the Ministry of Housing between 2016 and 2017. These involved the relocation of poor households from informal settlements to settle on agriculture leased land and engage in productive agriculture activities and small businesses. There were 5 families relocated to Lomaivuna and 5 were relocated to Waindina. To date, the 5 families in Lomaivuna have developed from a hopeless situation living in informal settlements to a life full of hope, where they have thrived in agriculture, ensured their food security and livelihood requirements, and are able to send their children to university. The other 5 families in Waindina, however, did not survive, as the support services ran out when the program was shelved in 2018 by the Ministry of Housing. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways staff, through consultations with other government ministries, has received wide support to jointly address the issue of poverty using the mandates of each ministry. We have also drafted a cabinet paper for endorsement and requested a budget for this work under the 2024 and 2025 financial year. The outcomes from the consultations have taken note of the issues faced and lessons learned from the PCN project in 2016. And government through the Ministry of Agriculture will take the lead in the implementation of the upcoming project to use agriculture as a tool to alleviate poverty, beginning with the poorest of the poor in Fiji. Mr. Speaker, sir, based on the estimation for population for the year 2020 and the last HIS report for 2019 to 20, there are approximately 55,000 households in Fiji that are living in poverty. This project will commence after identifying the poorest of the poor within these households to start off with. Mr. Speaker, sir, having said that, I asked this August House to support this initiative on the use of agriculture as a tool to alleviate poverty and other related social ills in Fiji. And we look forward to further discussion, collaboration and coordination with other government ministries, the opposition included, and relevant stakeholders and partners that work within this space. God bless Fiji. Thank you and Dhanyavad.